emotion creates action more than logic creates action, and it's one of the things that we've learned throughout the years kind of naturally. And a lot of people actually in the event industry recognize this, but may not realize it to the extent of putting practice behind it. And it's something that we've really started to look at. Traditional methods of communicating to a group throughout history has always been to speak to the group, to talk to the group. And we now know that, and science has shown us that that is only 20% effective versus an 80% effect with tapping emotion, using visual communications, things that a human is wired to connect with. And therefore, remember the information and act on that information. Because you can only act on what you remember, and that is where emotion is so important. I'll give you an example with this one client that we've worked with for the last few years, a major pharma brand. And we went and presented an idea and to the VPs, and they said, okay, well, we want something now for a day 2 opening. Day 1 was solid, done. Day 2, we want really big, impactful, because that's what we always did. We had lots of drumming and an activity, and it was all great and fun. And you get jaded when you're in this industry, or you've been in this industry for a while, been there, done that, and you're always looking for new ideas and options to present. And we decided to, okay, well, maybe they're ready for something completely different. And we came back with an opening that was almost the opposite of what a drum, team building exercise would have been, where we decided to create a very moving, slow, emotional opening where we involved thank you notes from patients and a live a cappella group out of Boston that just came and presented the song Miley Cyrus' The Climb and choreographed it with these quotes on a 60-foot wide screen behind them. And that was it. That was the opening. And to this day, this was about 3 years ago, they still talk about it because they remember it, because it tapped them. If you can draw tears and make people emotional, you think it's a negative thing. It actually is the opposite. It's what inspired them and made them realize why they're doing what they do, helping people, taking it to that deeper level, and made them feel that their work was very meaningful, and therefore they left that meeting wanting to do more, wanting to hit that next level. Some of the techniques that we like to use to help connect with an audience at a deeper level is to make things more relevant to them. And this is the most important thing I feel, is that an executive knows what they want to communicate to an audience or through an event, and in some cases doesn't factor in what it is meaningful and important to the person that is receiving that information or attending that conference or sitting in the audience. And so probably the number one recommendation we have for all of our clients is make it relevant. One way of understanding what motivates your audience is to actually take the time to do a little bit of intelligence gathering, a little bit of research, to reach out to a select group and find out and really talk to them. It's such a simple practice, and it has the biggest impact at the end of the day. It sort of led us down this path of looking at the science and putting science behind creative. Because creative's always been this nebulous thing. You either like an idea or you don't. And when now we approach it with our clients that, look, this is how we design an event. This is why we design it this way. We'll even show them the data, and we'll show them a graph of what a traditional event would look like, and then we overlay the way we look at something. And then flow out our whole proposal based on that. All of the elements, the arc of the event. It's really easy to look at an event and be like, at the end of it, wow, great, it's done, it's over, whoo, we can celebrate. But for the most part, and for everybody that was in the event, that's the beginning of something.